Imagine living in a country so rich in minerals that the whole world wants a piece of this country. Because of this country in question is constantly at war with different rebels controlling vast areas of the country. The international community, meanwhile, turns a blind eye and let the things go on as they are, with people being killed, thousands of people being killed every month. Welcome, the Democratic Republic of Congo, formerly known as Zaire, where a deadly mix of politics, of history, and minerals continue to fuel a never-ending conflict. Question is, why does Congo continue to be a battlefield? And how does Rwanda, Congo, and to some extent Uganda get involved? This is not just about borders. These are war fueled by history, by politics. It's a war that's fueled by something hidden underground. Minerals worth more than $24 trillion, according to some estimates. Today, I want us to break all this down in the African Dad Reacts channel. So, Congo is in crisis once again, as usual. But to understand today's violence, you have to go way back in history to the roots of this conflict. Before colonialism, the present-day Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, had many small African kingdoms spread out through the country. Don't forget, the country is large. The second biggest country in Africa is the same as Western Europe. It's as big as Western Europe. The whole of Western Europe, Spain, France, Netherlands, Germany, Italy, all those, put Congo on top of that, you find that almost the whole of Western Europe is Congo, only Congo. So, the Berlin Conference of 1885, where the Europeans came together and they took the map of Africa and they subdivided Africa. Okay, so Germany says, I'll take this, I'll take Tanzania. And then France comes and says, okay, I'm going to take this and that and that. And then they gave those countries names. So what happens? King Leopold II of Belgium claimed Congo, present-day Democratic Republic of Congo, as his own personal piece of property. And he sent his officials there to DRC. And what happened there was just horrible. It was just a horror show. By the way, of all the colonizers that colonized Africa, I think Belgium was the worst colonizers. Why do I say that? Number one, the way they treated the people. King Leopold's people, when they went to Congo, anybody who did not do what they wanted, what they do? Take a machete and cut off the hands. They cut off the hands. You found many people are walking around without hands. They would cut them off. This only happened in Congo, nowhere else in Africa. Just interesting. Imagine cutting off people's hands. That's King Leopold. That was the worst colonizer in Africa. And another thing, why am I saying they're the worst? Okay, I come from a country that was colonized by the British, but they're not the best. But at least they left some educational system in place. Congo did not leave anything in place. So Congolese, education-wise, schools and the like being spread out throughout the country. The Belgians did not care about schools and the like. Okay, so what happens? King Leopold takes over Congo, and what follows on is a horror show. Okay, where people are forced to go into labor. To do what? To plant and take care of plantations of rubber, and to go fetch for ivory by killing elephants and fetching ivory. Now, the Belgians turned Congo into a colony in 1908. Okay, and like in most African countries, the Congolese were basically treated like they were second class or third class citizens in their own country. So for decades after that, they were exploited out of their land and with regard to their welfare. Fast forward to 1960, when Congo gained its independence from Belgium. So Belgium left, but they don't leave completely. No. Okay, when they left, who did they leave behind to take over as the president? They left somebody called Patrice Lumumba. Somebody who did not live long. He was killed. Who killed him? America, with the help of Belgium. Why was he killed? Because just months after he became the president. Months, not a year, no, they don't wait for that long. Why? Because he had a strong anti-colonial stance. Like most African presidents after independence, the strong anti-colonial stance and a pro-African stance and a strong anti-colonial stance. Now, once Patrice Lumumba was killed, that was the beginning of Congolese problems. They have never stabilized. Since 1963 now, they have never stabilized. Now, after Lumumba's assassination, Congo did not get a break. No. The chief of the army, the head of the army in Congo, was called Mobutu Sese Seko. He had another name that time, but remember him as Mobutu Sese Seko. This was a pro-Western army leader. So the CIA organized, and Mobutu Sese Seko was confirmed as the president of the country. And that's 1965. And he ruled Congo for 32 years. The firm grip on Congo. He renamed the Congo Zaire, but I love that name, Zaire. I think I would have preferred it to remain as Zaire, okay, because there are two Congos. There's the Congo and the Republic of Congo. I think the word Zaire was a good name for it, but anyway, they changed it back to the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, Mobutu Sese Seko ran Congo like his own personal fiefdom, personal kingdom. Mobutu's regime was all about corruption and personal gain. Why am I saying that? Like we said before, Zaire, Congo, is the country with the most amount of minerals in the world, not in Africa, in the world. They sit on minerals everywhere. In fact, take a stone, throw a stone, it lands anywhere, dig that part where they get minerals. Lots of, be it gold, be it everything, diamonds, everything get in there, coltan, everything. Think cobalt, there's so much, everything, you find manganese, all of them are there. Iron ore, they are all there. While Congo had vast natural resources, okay, Mobutu made sure that the wealth and the money that came from there stayed with him and his supporters. Sorry to say, not just with him. In fact, the West, the Westerners who would come to mine and all that benefited more from those minerals than the Congolese themselves. Of course, Mobutu stashed a lot of money in his accounts outside in Europe. But sorry to say, the wealth of Congo has not helped the Congolese themselves. It has helped people in the West instead. Sorry to say, that's the truth. So the Congolese were left in poverty, abject poverty. And he did not build any infrastructure. Congo has got no roads. If you live in Bunia, in the northeast of the country, Uganda, okay, it's difficult for you to drive all the way to Kinshasa. If you don't live in roads, it's easier to fly. Don't forget, it's a vast country. Now, by the 1990s, Mobutu's grip on power, don't forget he had been there for 30 years, okay? Mobutu's grip on power was basically sleeping. He was also aging, basically sleeping, okay? And then, in 1994, something happened in a neighboring country called Rwanda. And this, whatever happened then, has affected Congo till now. This is what? The Rwanda Genocide. The Rwanda Genocide happened and changed everything. So, in 1994, neighboring Rwanda, a neighbor of Congo, descended into genocide. Okay. After then, president of Rwanda, who was known as Juvenal Habyarimana, his plane was shot down. His plane was shot down when he was coming from a meeting in Arusha, in Tanzania. Okay, peace meeting in Arusha, Tanzania, coming back to his country in Rwanda. So what happened? His plane was shot down. Now, the Hutu extremists in Rwanda blamed the what? They blamed the Tutsi. There were exiles of Tutsi in surrounding countries, including Uganda, Burundi, Congo, Tanzania. So they blamed Tutsis for bringing him down. And there was complete, utter chaos. Utter chaos. Now, the Hutu extremists in their country, they took machetes, basically. Machetes, and they went hacking. They went hacking Tutsis. And over 800,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus were killed in a span of only 90 days. 90 days is about 3 months only. 3 months, 800,000. Think about it. You are hacking down your neighbors. Basically, you're living together. Okay? We didn't have Hutus staying different. No. They were living together in villages. You went hacking your neighbors. Okay? 800,000 in only 90 days. Now, this is a genocide. Okay? Not just the Tutsis and moderate Hutus. Now, after the genocide, what happens? The Tutsi-led Rwanda Patriotic Front, RPF, which was led by Paul Kagame, who was then based in Uganda, decided, no, we must do something. So they came in and fought against the government. Don't forget that time there was no president. The president had been killed more or less. Okay. They went, invaded Rwanda and went all the way and took over power in Rwanda. The Hutu extremists who were involved in the killing and the like basically escaped and went into the DRC, neighboring DRC, and formed armed groups and set up camps there. Now, once that happened, don't forget now the RPF are now in power. Kagame is now in power. So what happens? So Rwanda, fearing that these Hutu extremists who have gone into Congo are going to come back and seek revenge against them, decided to invade Congo. This is 1996. They went to Congo and invaded Congo. What's their aim? To eliminate the Hutu extremists. It's worth noting one thing, that Paul Kagame and the RPF soldiers who came from Uganda to invade Rwanda and who took power then actually helped the present-day president of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni. They helped him to get power. Museveni took power in 1986 with the help of the Rwandese militia who are fighting alongside Museveni. Very, very important to get that. So the Tutsis were helping the what? The president of Uganda, who is basically Banyankole. Now, so what happens next? Paul Kagame then, with the help of Uganda's president Yoweri Museveni, they took somebody from the east of Congo called Laurent Desire Kabila. And they took him and they said, okay, we are going to fight and make you the president of Congo. And what they do, they started an armed revolt, and they moved from the eastern DRC all the way to Kinshasa. And they removed Mobutu. Mobutu was basically kicked out. Mobutu took off and went, okay? He was sick. I think he went and eventually died a few months later on in, I think, Morocco. And who they appointed as the president? They appointed Laurent Desire Kabila as a president. Who appointed him? Uganda, Rwanda, Museveni, and who? And the president of Rwanda, who is who? Paul Kagame. Now, surprisingly, once Kabila became the president, okay, surrounded himself with his fellow Congolese, I think he saw the Rwandese and the Ugandans as a threat. These people got me here and got me power. Huh? They're dangerous. So it's like he didn't want anything to do with them. So what do? He kicked them out of the country. He kicked them out. You know, the Rwandese and Ugandans surrounded him there. He kicked them out. Okay? He didn't want anything to do with them. Now, Paul Kagame did not like this, of course. Neither would the president of Uganda like this. Okay? So what happens? Once you're kicked out, they decided, no. We are going to do something about this. So Rwanda's president, Paul Kagame, and then said, okay, you're going to, this man has stand up against us, we are going to remove him again. You're the ones who put him there. So this led the Second Congo War, involving what? 9 African countries. 9 African countries were involved in this. To us in Africa, this was like a world war. It was like a world war. Okay? People don't study it much in history books, but yes, this is a world war involving 9 different countries. Amongst them were Namibia, Angola, there was Zimbabwe, of course there was Zaire itself, that time it was called Zaire, and then there was Rwanda, there was Congo, there was Uganda, and there was Burundi. There were a number of them. Now, the Second Congo War between 1998 and 2003 is where things really get messy. Things really get messy here. By the way, this war was so serious, it caused over 5 million deaths. 5 million deaths. Now, those 5 million people are not just shot. No, most of them actually died from disease, starvation, rather than direct violence and shooting. Okay? But Congolese have suffered. The Congolese have suffered. This from 1998 all the way to 2023, with the war going on, many of them died. Women being raped and children. It's just horrible. Imagine yourself in there and these people. It's just horrible. Most of it is not reported outside by the Western media. No, the war economy played a huge role here. The war economy, as the war was going on, those years, 98 to 2003, is about 5 years. Okay? Rebel groups. There are many, but there are lots of rebel groups in Eastern Congo. Over 100. Imagine. Don't forget, Congo is very, very big. Okay? Over 100 rebel groups in the Eastern DRC. Now, rebel groups, including those that were backed by Rwanda and Uganda, okay, fought for control over Congo's mineral-rich resources. They'll fight. In fact, that's why there's war, permanent war, never-ending war in Eastern DRC. It's about minerals. If Congo was poor, without any minerals, nobody want to go there. Yeah, that's the truth. Yeah. So, Congo's natural resources, including gold, coltan. Right now, if you have a mobile phone, okay, TVs and the like, coltan is used to make those things. And most likely, the phone you're using right now, okay, the iPad and the like, the laptops and the like, coltan is used in there. You're most likely having something made from what? From Eastern DRC, okay, diamonds, okay, and many other things, many other minerals from Congo. funded this conflict. So this war was not just about political power, no, it was about controlling the vast mineral wealth found in Eastern DRC. After the African World War ended in 2003, we thought that Congo was going to have peace and start to rebuild. But sadly, this was not the case. No. New rebel groups came up. Like we said, there are many rebel groups, over 100 rebel groups in Eastern DRC. New rebel groups came up, including M23 or March 23, okay, rose in the east of the country. M23 was basically formed. Don't forget, all these problems started after the Tutsi rebel group RPF entered Rwanda, and the Rwandese Hutus escaped to Congo. And then the Tutsi government in Rwanda followed them to try and eliminate them. So now, there are Tutsis and Hutus now in Congo. All this came about after that genocide took place. Okay, fine. So the M23 was formed in 2012 when Tutsi soldiers decided to move into DRC to try and fight off the Hutu militia, in Interahamwe and the like. There are many of them, okay, including FRDC, the FDLR. So what happens? The Tutsi soldiers, the M23, went into Congo to fight off these people they looked at as enemies. And they've been a major rebel group in the country that have got a lot of support. They've got armaments. They got real armor. Okay? They've got armaments, they've got vehicles, it's an oil machine. It's not just any rebel group. They just walks around. So this video today is all about M23 moving into Goma. They moved to Goma about 1.5 weeks ago. And after moving to Goma, there was chaos in Goma. You're going to see the video, okay? There was chaos in Goma. Many people were killed. In Goma, okay? And the leader of the M23 group, his name is Colonel Nanga. Colonel Nanga, the leader of the M23 group, has vowed to move down south from North Kivu, where he is now in Goma. They'll move, don't forget, North Kivu is big. North Kivu is bigger than Rwanda. It's bigger than Burundi. It's big. In fact, it's big. Okay? Yeah. In fact, big, almost like Rwanda and Burundi combined. So he's moving from North Kivu. He has vowed to go to South Kivu, okay, to Bukavu, capture Bukavu. After capturing Bukavu, his aim is to walk all the way, thousands of kilometers to where? To Kinshasa. It's far, through thick forest. But they have done this before. The Rwandese people have done this before, and that's how Kabila came to power. They have vowed to go and remove who? The president who is what? Tshisekedi. Okay? Tshisekedi. So, the group's activities, I'm talking about M23, has resulted into many things. Many people have died. You are going to see some video of people being buried by Red Cross, okay, in Goma. And there's a humanitarian crisis in Eastern DRC because of the war. So we have seen so far that Congo's history is interesting, but has been a sad history. If I was a Congolese in Eastern DRC, I think they are not happy. By the way, they are far off from Kinshasa. They don't see much influence from Kinshasa on their lives, yet they are governed by Kinshasa. So Congo's history is deeply entangled with the external influence from other countries. We saw countries who are meddling and fighting within Congo. So from the brutal colonial experience they had when Belgium was there, and since that time, after killing of Patrice Lumumba, there has been no peace in that country. Despite numerous peace agreements, we have seen meetings about peace of Congo in Nairobi, and there have been many of them, not just the one in Nairobi. Peace agreements, okay, from international community. The conflict continues. The conflict in DRC continues. Now, why is this going on in Eastern Congo? Number one, I think the government of DRC is, to me, it's weak. Weak, why? They might be strong around Kinshasa, but weak because they have a little control of what's going on in the east of the country. Little control. Why do I say that? You see, for Congo to be stable, the central government, Kinshasa, should have control over the whole country. However big it is, should have control over the whole country. Look, The M23, a rebel group, went into North Kivu, and within a short while, just a few days, they took over Bukavu and made the biggest city in the eastern DRC. And of course, it's what happens. Humanitarian crisis. Women, children running around in the city, women being raped and the like. To me, I think the DRC government has failed because it's the work of the government to protect its people. It's the government that should protect its people. And that's why you got police, that's why you got army, that's why you got air force, that's why you got whatever. M23 entered Goma and the army just collapsed. The DRC army collapsed. So, number one, I think something needs to change in the DRC. And the army, the armed forces, I think, needs to be stronger than they are, because otherwise small rebel armies will be coming in and toppling the armies and causing chaos and causing mayhem, and people have to carry the mattresses, okay? Children, you find women carrying mattresses, children, all your belongings in your head. It's sad. It's sad. As an African, I see this, I feel sad. So it's clear that DRC, which is rich in minerals, needs peace. But this peace cannot come unless the underlying issues are sorted out. Foreign influence from outside countries, not just the ones I've just mentioned. You also have Western countries which have got interest. There's China, which is involved in the mining of coltan and the like. There is the Western countries. There's the South African mining groups. There are many groups from Western world that are involved. They have interests in DRC. That's why they keep a blind eye on what's going on there. See, the atrocities taking place there, they keep a blind eye. So, what's the way forward? What's the way forward for Eastern DRC and DRC in particular, as a whole? How can we sort out this mess in the middle of Africa, in the Democratic Republic of Congo? How can you stop this perpetual, unending reign of war and terror in the DRC? Please, I want you to write down your comments in the comment section. You might agree with me, okay? This is a very sensitive area, and there are opposing sides, okay? Opposing sides that support this and support that, okay? So, write in the comment section what you think. How these problems start, okay? What's going on right now? What do you think should take place? How can you have peace? How can you have peace in the DRC? Of course, yeah, I want you to write down in the comment section, okay? What should happen? If you think I enjoyed what I talked about and you agree, write down. If you think that there's some things I've missed out, please educate me. Write down what you think should happen. If you like this video, please press the like button. Subscribe. If you subscribe, then we'll be able to notify you every time you're posting up a new video. If you have got suggestions that you think maybe I'm not that well informed, by the way, it's difficult to be well informed about the DRC. There are many things taking place in the DRC. I don't claim to be an expert, but I look at what events take place there, and I actually feel for the people who are there. I feel the pain that the people in DRC. But I've been to Rwanda, not once. Okay, I've been to Rwanda not once. I've never been to DRC, but I've been to Rwanda not once. Okay, I like the country, but what's happening in DRC, sorry to say, is just sad. It's just sad. What do you think? Write comments in the comment section, and thank you for being with us, and see you next time.